Hey, here's another awesome little topic and concept. Have you heard of the term rent vesting? If not, it's where you buy investment properties and you rent those out to other people. You continue renting yourself, but that means you are property investing in its purest sense. So your property has two forms of income, has a rent return and a tax return. Yeah. You might have seen one of our previous videos when we're just walking past a brand new housing estate, which is sort of just, on the way to finish being built. Now, as you can see, it's just over our shoulders here. We're in another part of the estate, whereby the houses are all fully completed. But here's the thing about being a rent investor. You are never going to live in that property. So I suppose I'll hand it over to other property coach now. Dan, tell us a couple of case studies from your perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. So I suppose there's two aspects to rent investing, right? You buy investment properties where the market is going up in value, and you live where you want to live. So it's a lifestyle choice. So I suppose let's talk about a scenario if you're getting posted to the #1 location in Australia for capital growth, right?
Yep.
If you're going to be posted there for 5 years, you might decide that, hey, I need to put some emotional capital in this house that I'm going to live in. So you might spend a little bit more money on the inclusions and the fixtures and fittings and making it perfect for your family. On the other side, as a sort of a pure rent investor, you might see it as like, hey, I'm going to live in here to get my maximum housing entitlements, and I'm going to live there for 12 months, and then I'm going to move on. So you're turning this into a real pure investment property, and you're not over-capitalising with all the inclusions that you go in there. So if you're never going to live in there, or you're going to live in there for a very, very small period of time, there's no point in you going in there and spending $80,000 on extra inclusions in your property, because you're not going to get the real capital value return on those.
This is like the plush carpets and the soft bloody closed doors and the frameless mirrors and the tiling and the shitter that goes all the way to the roof. All that stuff that no one gives a shit about when you're not living there.
Yeah, right? Unless it's your property, you might not be invested in that, exactly. Yeah. And it might not appeal to the maximum amount of tenants that are out there. You might have a beautiful feature wall that you've spent all your time and effort putting up.
Yeah.
But you know what? Tenants don't really care about that sort of stuff, so it's a very different mindset.
What about those other case studies where defence members say they've got 2 years in a posting location, it is going to go up in value.
Yep.
They identify, buy and build a brand new property, apply for their HPAS, get their $16,000-17,000 from the, but they only live in it for the minimum amount of period. What about those guys?
Yeah, so they live in it for the minimum amount of period, so they're the opposite to these guys. They don't spend all their money on the extras, but what they do is they start setting it up from an investor's mindset straight away. So they're thinking about, okay, I'm going to be there for 12 months, but what do I need to put in place when I build this property so that it appeals to the maximum amount of the market when I turn it into an investment property? Because you know what you do. You've still got your DOHAS coming in.
Yeah.
So you just walk away from the house, you get a posting order, 6 months later you walk away from the house and you still keep getting the DOHAS coming in. It supplements your rental return and your tax return as well. It really, really looks after that property from an investment perspective.
That's the best case scenario. So normally a property has two forms of income, rent return, tax return. But in this instance, you've bought where you are currently posted, get your HPAS, maybe even get your first home owner's grant, get your DOHAS approved,
so
you walk out of there, you let the door hit you on the arse on the way out. You don't give a fuck about this property from a emotional perspective anymore.
That's it.
You got your rent return, your DOHAS, and also your tax return. Happy days. That's the way to do it.
How good is life? And that is, from a pure rent investor perspective, that can be one of the most perfect ways to get you started as well.
Just remember, rent vesting, awesome concept. And also, if you're not going to live in it for very long, don't pour too much emotional capital. Because if you do that, no one will ever clean it as well as you did. No one will ever live in it the way you did. And you're always going to have that emotional tie to that property that you sort of, put so much capital in.
Absolutely.
All right, top stuff. See you all again soon.
See ya.